What you're reading in the title is true. JUJU Smith Schuster he's better. He's just way better than Odell will be ever in Madden 20, because I don't think that they're going to give him another X Factor ability, which is kind of weird because he kind of made his name off of that type of catch. Obviously, we know what Madden 16 was all about, but double me is going to be the glitch. So after researching through the beta and playing with both OBJ and JUJU Smith Schuster, I was able to determine that this guy JUJU is going to be a monster in Madden 20. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to explain certain things that are going to go on within the game right now. Like Big Ben is going to actually be a very, very good quarterback. And you can kind of see that he's highlighted in his, orange X. So he has the full X Factor double me ability active and ready to go. And we're going to take a look at, some of his other star abilities and what's going to also make him that much more dominant. You got to also realize that, he's been involved with a lot of the things with EA. He was at EA Play. He's part of Ultimate Team to start it off. So he's very, very integrated inside the game. Like he's in it. So they're going to kind of juice him up and make him wild. But looking at his things right now, when you look at double me, Julio Jones, Michael Thomas, all these guys. I don't know. What does I think DeAndre Hopkins might have it too. I don't know. I don't remember. But look, once you get them to that level, any one-on-one coverage that you throw up, bro, like listen, when you go for the aggressive catch, it's going to be pretty much, you're going to be reliving Madden 16. Now, what makes him better than OBJ? That rack him up, which we're going to get to in a second. I just want to, continue to, break down not only that superstar X Factor ability, but the slot and the cross specialist. All right. Throughout Madden 19, we've all dealt with a guy coming out. Like even myself, I was running tight. I had crosses everywhere, bro. I had my coach on a crosser, like real talk, the owner too. It was really, really wild. And why was I doing that? Because it was something that EA did to the game that made the zones not really respond to crosses. The zones were doing very, very well against crosses during the beta. I had a guy come out that was running straight Madden 19-0, and it wasn't working for him. So those are things that I wanted to point out as well. The slot-o-matic, right? When you have dudes that can get faster cuts, have better hands and higher chance of beating press coverage, that's very, very huge because man coverage is very, very dominant inside of Madden 20. Okay, so slot-o-matic is going to be very, very important depending on what you're trying to do in the game. All right, so those are just basic abilities that he has every single down. But it's not even about that situation. It's about the fact that once you get him to this double me, he automatically is way better than OBJ. It's not even comparable. Like when I was playing with the Saints during the beta and I would put Michael Thomas on the streak and dudes had bum corners on him, even before he got to double me, you would see that he would go up for the ball a lot differently. I was able to get him into that, like get him with his X Factor lit up. It was over, bro. Like pretty much, you couldn't really get to see a lot of it because guys couldn't pick the Jaguars in the head-to-head to come out and see what Jalen Ramsey could do against it. You know what I'm saying? And even if you went to franchise, you only could play against the team defense for when you were just doing like an offline franchise. But I was able to see vividly, bro, how dominant double me is. And that's why I'm bringing it to your attention to make you understand this. I know there's a lot of OBJ fans. I know that, probably in real life he's going to be pretty good. But them giving him the rack 'em up instead of giving him double me, it really hurts his card. Because getting over the top, it depends on the kind of player that you're playing, but I don't think that that's going to be more useful than double me because you don't have to beat somebody over the top to use double me. That's what makes it such a better superstar X Factor. The rack 'em up, even though it's saying that you will have a better chance to win against single man coverage and all that stuff like that, bro, it doesn't matter. Because you have to beat them over the top. You have to get that step. Bro, double me? The guy was still above me and I was just throwing bullet passes to Michael Thomas and he was jumping out of the stadium. That's the key. That's what's going to make the whole game tick. That wide receiver, when you go out on a team and you see like if they do the same thing and they show the players before the game starts, you're going to be able to say, all right, hold on. What? Bro, this guy got that guy got double me. Oh, okay. So now I know I got to do this. I got to keep that guy out the zone. And once he gets into the zone, we're going to have to like kind of, steer some coverage towards him to make sure that he doesn't get off. Those are going to be very, very important things that you need to do in order to be able to stop double me. Now, when you continue to look at everything else that encompasses JUJU Smith, his height, the way that he plays, the reasoning behind why EA Sports now made height matter in certain catch animations, it's going to be a no-brainer. It's absolutely going to be a no-brainer. And again, I'm not knocking what OBJ is going to be doing during the season because I want the Browns to do well. I just want you guys to understand, you know, having rack 'em up, it doesn't compare to double me. You know what I'm saying? Like the grab and go, like if you get this guy the ball, the one thing that I can tell you is this: he's gonna probably be a much better playmaker than the bigger body receivers, but the bigger body receivers is getting you downfield instantaneously, bruh. Like they're getting you down the field so fast. Michael Thomas literally, I would let him go like 20, 25 yards and throw the ball up. And if it's single coverage, he was coming down with it most of the time. I haven't seen that animation where the guy picks the ball off from behind you. You know, like in Madden 19, I was raging about it. You can go to any of my videos, and I rage about it like every video. It didn't matter how short the player was that was behind you. He would automatically pick it in certain animations. I don't know if you guys were able to see that yet, or if you understand what I'm saying, but I haven't seen it yet in Madden 20. That does not mean that it's not there. You see what I'm saying? Like that doesn't mean that it's not actively part of the game. It just means that I haven't seen it yet. But with the whole situation of double me versus rack 'em up, it's a no-brainer. Like it's absolutely like bro, it's a no-brainer. It doesn't even make any sense to argue about it because I've played it, I've seen it, I know what's happening, and I understand. Just think about it like this. You remember Madden 17? For those of you guys that have been playing for a while, with Madden 17 with the swerve, and how in certain cases, you know, height didn't matter because the actual defensive AI would move with your player if you move them in and out. With this right here, even if a player stays there, even if the computer stays there, because the player has that double me trait and it's single coverage, he's already like so much more enhanced with being able to catch the ball over you. So it doesn't matter, as opposed to the rack 'em up where you have to lob it and then possibly beat that coverage, because like I just said, man coverage is so OP, bro. Like dudes were coming out running man, and I really couldn't move the ball until I realized that there's certain things you have to do in order to be able to move the ball against man coverage, because it's that OP. So can you imagine? That's regs. When you go into MUT, where you can actually adjust and you can manipulate and make your team a certain way, and then now you got to deal with that with all those corners, bruh, it's GG's. You're gonna need double me. The only way that I can see this being an issue is if you play somebody that doesn't really know how to run the man coverage, or you get somebody that thinks he can still press, like it's Madden 19. Keep in mind what I told you, because this was another one of my complaints that they actually changed. Just because you're in the deep blue, that doesn't mean that players can't run past you. You see what I'm saying? I was raging about a lot of things, and they don't have it anymore in Madden 20, which is why I'm so excited to play the game. Because trust me, it doesn't matter that a player's in a zone. If you got a very, very fast player and the dude's in the zone and you just let him be there because he's in the zone, that's wrong. That doesn't make any sense. It should still be based on how fast that player is. So if you get somebody that's giving you up, you know, that whole rack 'em stuff, that's fine. But most players won't, because people are going to catch on to know, like, all right, if I don't let this guy beat me over the top, he's pretty useless. You could throw the ball and he has those star traits like grab and go and jukebox, and he could try to make some plays, but you won't get beaten over the top. As opposed to what JUJU Smith Schuster is going to be doing, if you know how to utilize him, it's a wrap. Like that dude is jumping in the air over anyone when he has the X Factor lit up. And even without that, his height and his body with his archetype, he's going to be more inclined to get those type of animations. So that's very important that everybody understands and they pick up on it now and just see, because like I said, will he be useful? I have to wait and see. I was labbing inside franchise mode in Madden 20 with the beta. This dude could not do anything against Denzel Ward. Nothing. And like I said, I know it's all Madden, I know all that stuff. Bro, he could not do anything. But what's interesting is Jarvis Landry was able to make other catches on the other side. You see what I'm saying? Like, and he's still also like 5'11" or something like that, but he was still going up and getting big. So we're gonna have to figure out, what are the attributes? Does the agility really matter? What is making these players activate these chems that they're activating? And we're gonna have to go from there. But ultimately, like I said, if I had to choose, like right now, from playing the beta, because you guys are asking me, I would say I would go with JUJU. I would absolutely go with JUJU Smith Schuster. I would take this double me over anything, over rack 'em up, whatever kind of rack with the rack, your mom's rack, like whatever it is, I'm taking double me over everything. That's just my opinion with it. You know, if you guys feel differently about it, let me know. But having played it and seen it inside a franchise and see the differences between, you know, Juju and OBJ, I'm very, very convinced that double me is going to be very, very OP once you're able to reach that point of your, you know, making your player activated. I'm gonna see you guys and girls next time. One love.